Oh my. Hello. Hi. Hello, hello. Living for me here. Um, I am live. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. And yeah, let's get started. It's live because I am new to YouTube and this is just easier. Anyway, you didn't come for that. If you clicked on this video, you came for, of course, you see the title. And so, just a disclaimer out there. So, this video is for educational purposes only. This is based on my own experiences. That is it. And I'm just sharing. Well, I'm sharing mainly because my cousin, hey, Shell, my cousin keeps on sending me text and messages as I am dating about the horror stories and of course the real dangers that are going on with of dating. And so um and I'm just listening, anything could happen. But in sharing those stories, I think there's a lot of things that I've learned. So I just want to share what I've learned and what I do myself that is proven to work for me. And so, disclaimer, I'm just sharing. So it may work for you, it may not work for you. I hope it does. So here we go. All right. So I have my little stuff written down so I don't forget anything. All right. So the first, I guess, how to date safe online. This is online tips. Number one, avoid or swipe left on blank bios. Blank bios, short bios, um, short, like one word. You've seen bios that just put their height. Apparently, people are just asking for height, mainly the girls. I don't know. Job, etc. So online dating is already passive, like it's just low effort. So the fact that someone has just one thing in their bio or nothing in their bio, like that's what you can expect. Exactly that, nothing. So a blank bio, in my experience, speaks to that person's desires. Like, what do they want? They expect nothing. They put nothing in, so they expect nothing. Right. So, yeah. So what I did in the beginning, like, beginning of like online dating, I tested it. I went and swiped right on blank bios because you see those pictures. So you're like, okay, nice pictures. And guess what happens? Those blank bios, and you can try it out yourself. People with blank bios, and even if you have a blank bio, the same goes for you. They respond with a hi or how you doing, or they respond with what are you doing, like boring, like boring and lazy. So I'm just checking my notes. Yeah, basically it gives insight to their intentions. So if your bio's blank, what are your intentions? You don't know because you didn't put anything in there. So you don't know what your intentions are. And that person with a blank bio, they don't know what their intentions are. They just there to be there. And actually, I've heard from men, I've asked men, some of them just swipe. They're not even looking. So some of them are just doing because they're bored. Maybe you're doing it because you're bored. I don't know. But, um, or maybe you're not. Maybe you're doing it because you are intentional. And so those people, and why is this a safety concern? Because you go on a date with someone at a blank bio, you meet, I don't know if you text back and forth briefly. Most times they don't have nothing much to say. I've never gone out with someone with a blank bio, but I can probably safely say that you don't know what to expect. There's nothing in their bio. You may have text conversation. It probably doesn't even go any further because they don't care. All right. So if you are willing to go into unknown, that's for you, but it's unsafe because it's unknown. All right. So number two, take Talk on the phone 2 to 3 times before you meet, and that's a minimum. You wanna get to know the person. Who are they? Who are you gonna meet? I mean, I can't lie and say there's not been a time where I've talked once and met up with someone in the past. I won't do that again. That experience actually was fine. I had a good time, but I feel like when you get to know someone a little bit better, um, you can get a better gauge on you have a better quality of conversation once you meet. So, and then also safety is because you get to know a little bit of who they are, what their day is like, um, what their intentions. You can kind of get the information. That time for you to talk 2 to 3 times is for you to gather the information. Who are they? You know, beyond what their likes and dislikes are, what they like to do in their spare time. I'm not talking about that. You're talking 2 to 3 times before you meet to kind of see who they are. What are their goals, their values? And you won't get all of it out, but you can kind of just see their a little bit of their character shine through conversation. So get that information. And then also in that conversation, what that allows you to do to talk before you meet is any little detail that they give you, uh, their full name, where they work, um, a place that they go to, any little information, write it down. Get yourself a notebook. If you're dating, you get yourself a notebook and you write it down and you research it. Okay, you fact check. Yeah, you fact check while you're dating. I mean, it's either this or your safety. So fact check what they're saying. Is it what they're saying true? So you want to do that. And that's the purpose of making sure you talk 2 to 3 times. All right. Did I leave anything out? Let's see. Um, yeah, company name, people they mention, and this goes both ways. I'm dating men, but this goes both ways. So for whoever you're dating. And even this is an opportunity for to check yourself. It's maybe the reason why people are passing you by and no one's swiping on you. All right. So tell them what you're doing. This is just going to oh yeah, just tell them about wait, what did I write? Hold on. And just go, oh yeah, basically learning them. You are learning who they are. And so that's the point. All right, did I miss anything? What are the days of their life are like? Take notes. Okay, yes, I said that. Okay, number 3, don't make up a fantasy. Don't make up a fantasy. You're dating, you're getting to know them, you're gathering information. There's no fantasy here yet. You don't know who they are. Don't look at their pictures and say, I can see myself with them. I don't know. I don't know where they are on the beach. I can see us like laying there together or on the ski slopes. I would look so cute. We'll be no, no, no. Don't make up a fantasy. Take everything for what it is. What's in front of you? Who's the person in front of you? And get to know them as is. All right. So don't be blindsided by beauty or the handsome pictures. Don't make up a story what it could be. And instead, look what's being presented in front of you. Creating a fantasy blocks you from seeing the truth. It blocks you from seeing, especially, especially red flags. You will you will not see those red flags if you're in a fantasy making up some story about you two being together. Like stay grounded. It's okay, enjoy the moment. Stay grounded, snap out of it. Okay. I can't snap, but you get the point. All right. So, number 4, their profile has pictures of landscapes and scenery. Okay. Their profile basically has pictures of everything except for them. Stay away. This can mean a few things. And sometimes they'll put in a bio what it is, like, oh, I'm married and I don't know, there's some word for it. I don't know. I swipe left immediately, but basically this could mean that yep, they're married. Unless you're into that. Now, these are safety tips for people who don't want this. So they could be married. They're hiding something. They want to draw you in, like if they have pictures of cars and bikes, I guess, and I don't know, whatever fancy things. They want to draw you in to see, it's based on your character, really. They draw you in for showing all these material things. Maybe they're doing something really lavish and exciting, yet they have no pictures of themselves. So don't be pulled in by that. Don't be distracted by that. Just move right along. That's intentional. It's intentional. And why is this a safety tip? Because you again, this person is manipulation. So what else are they going to manipulate? You know, why are there no pictures of them? First of all, they're telling you your intention, their intentions. There's no pictures of them, and they're manipulating to draw you in. For those who are attracted to that, it will draw you in. Not safe because you don't know what to expect on the other side of that when you meet. Well, you kind of do, and it's not good. Okay, so number five, swipe. Oh, swipe left on those who have sunglasses. This kind of ties into four. Sunglasses. I've seen profiles where they have sunglasses on all the pictures, and it's like I can't see your eyes. I can't see your intent. I can't see. The eyes are like mirrors to the soul. You can kind of see and read a person through their eyes if you're present and not making a fantasy. So when someone has those sunglasses, you cannot see what's behind those eyes. And it also could be a confidence issue. And you don't want somebody who's not confident. Um, at least I don't think you do want that for yourself. You want somebody who has confidence and is secure with who they are and not hiding anything. Because again, going on that date, you don't know what to expect. You can't even see their eyes. No, no. Okay. Um, yeah, they have something to hide. Just run. That's what I said. Just run. Instead, look for a pleasant facial expression. Facial expression is important too. Look for their facial expression. And a lot of guys, I mean, I'm talking for myself, but whoever they are, they for you, whoever you may be, uh, you want to be careful, or at least in my experience, of those who do the kissy face, like you know, um, heavy filters or even a filter. Yeah, I'm not judging, but it's just not for me. Making kissy faces also is goes ties into another safety tip, which is like making sexual advances or like sexual tips, but Um, yeah, but we'll get into that later. So basically, just you want to see their face. All right, this is also connected. One profile picture. Leave it alone. That person is again low effort and it's uncertain. You don't know what to expect. One profile picture, they didn't put anything into it. They don't care. So expect expect a date where they don't care. All right, so number 6, avoid profiles with sexual tones. There you go. We talked about a little bit. Um, Sexual tones, sexual jokes, naked, topless, unless that's what you want. But this is for those who don't. I think there may be, yeah, this is obvious, but they don't want a relationship. Well, the type of relationship, just know the type of relationship you want. And just know that those who are making little jokes and you think it's not funny, it's really a signal to tell you what that person's about. So be very clear and don't take it as a joke and brush it under the rug or ignore it. Like they're telling you this is what it is. Yes. Okay, talking about sex is healthy. It's healthy in a relationship, but not at hello. You're at hello. You're not even at hello. You're in a profile. So you haven't even said hello yet. You're at nowhere. So be careful of that. And that could be a danger, especially if you're not looking for that type of relationship. Number 7. Okay, don't go to their place. Don't go to their place. Unless you want, unless that's for you. But don't in a place. Go to out to a public place on your date, and yeah, there will be no surprises. There will be no. You don't know where they live once you're in a enclosed space. Can't speak to your safety once you're in an unknown place. Keep it public. Keep it a public restaurant, things like that, or a public place in general. All right, number 8. Let him or let them order an Uber. When they order an Uber for you, well, the rule's not let them order Uber. Well, yes. 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 Let them order Uber, but when they order the Uber to bring you home, have them drop you off at a public address. So there's Dunkin' Donuts not far from my house. So I give them Dunkin' Donuts address instead of giving them my home address. Or sometimes I'll use a house around the corner down the block. I'd use that address instead to drop me off on the Uber. So you don't want to give them your address. If it doesn't work out, it's not safe. They could do a number of things, come back. You just don't know. So you don't want people to know where you live. And I think most people you date will understand that. Totally understand that. All right. So ask number 9. And this is recent. So for the sake of YouTube, I'm going to be careful with my words. So you want to basically ask for a test. I'm gonna call it Coco because it starts with a C. If you can get me, I think I put in description. No, I don't think I typed it on description, but basically ask for a Coco test. I'm calling it Coco. You know what I'm talking about. Or some people are calling it Omarion. You know what I mean? Okay. So I think you can read between the lines. So you want to ask for that test. And I've been asking all my dates for that. And recently, before recently, I was asking for a rapid test, but now with the Omarion, I'm like, no, PCR. I don't care. And every date I've gone on, and I've been on a few dates, even through the pandemic, I've been on a lot. I've been on a lot of dates. And all of them have done it happily, showing the actual paper. They will bring it. I asked them bring the actual paper or direct email, like I could see the email address. Um, there's no like screenshots, no screenshots. And they all do it and they're all fine. I've gone on guys with multiple dates and they've done it. So it's not impossible. It's a new world. It's just the way it is. So rather be safe than sorry, depending on your attitude, but that's my attitude. So I'm just sharing it with you. Don't be afraid to ask that. That's more like a health safety tip. All right. So tip number 10 is you can walk away from any date where you feel unsafe. And I think this is so important because a lot of people don't realize, and women, you don't realize that you can walk away. You don't have to stay and suffer. You don't owe. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them anything. Especially, and I'm talking about in terms of the other person being really disrespectful and you felt like you've addressed it and nothing's changed or changed behavior or you're just feeling uncomfortable, they said something uncomfortable to the point where you're like no way. Like I've had a bit on a date one time and this guy started raising his voice on me. He wanted to touch like my chin and I was like no. Like, don't touch me. I'm just I'm just not ready for that. Like, don't grab for my like chin. And plus, I don't know where your hands been. It's Coco season. It's Omarion. All that. I don't. Not. I mean, he has been tested. So, but still, like, we're not there yet. And he yelled. He started raising his voice. And I tell you, all I did was slowly grab my bag. He's just yelling. He's yelling at me. And I did say, like, "Do not talk to me like that." And, but at the same time, I'm grabbing my things. I don't have a purse, but I'm grabbing my things and I got up and I left. There's no explanation. I don't need to say anything more. We're done. So you don't need to do anything but walk away. Don't feel obligated to stay. And I think this is so, so important because sometimes people stay and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that was so terrible. This happened to me." But you stay. I mean, if anything, okay. I mean, I just walked away, I didn't care. But there was another time I walked away and, okay, what happened? Told me this guy told me he was married, like, mid-bite, and I got up and walked away. I said, "Wait, you're married? Wait, why are you on a date with me?" And then we had a whole house, and then I was just like, because I didn't know, now I asked that upfront. But so I walked away. But just enough to get away from him, and then I had the waiter was, like, happened to be right there, and I said, "Can you, um, wrap up my food? Can you wrap up that food right there?" And they grabbed it right away, so I knew he didn't do anything to it, because I could see it and I had enough distance, and the waiter was just right there, and they grabbed it right away, and they packed it up for me, and I waited in the front. He didn't chase me or anything, um, and I could see him, but he couldn't see me after the anyway. I'm just saying, if you're in a situation and you really, I mean, most places I go to are really nice. So I'm like, oh, that food is so good. Why ruin it? Like, it's no longer about us. Like, I just want to go get my food. Anyway, walk away is the point. Walk away. You're not obligated to stay. Don't need to be polite. Think about yourself first. When you think about these safety tips or just safety in general, you don't owe anybody anything. You are there to get to know each other. Keep yourself safe. What do I need to do to keep myself safe? Always just keep that in mind. Period. Okay. So the last tip, which is like a bonus tip, which actually is the most important tip, it actually should be number one. Um, it just is top of the list. Most important is to create a safety, what did I call it? A date safe team. Create a date safe team or have a date safe team. Now, this includes my sisters. Sometimes it includes my friend, but I mean, basically what I do is I appoint them so they know. Um, I send my date safe team the profile picture of the person or multiple where they can see their full face. I send them their phone number, if I know where they live, the city, or whatever, all the information I have, like identifying information. Where I'm going on a date, what time is our reservation, or if we're going to do something active, whatever it is, what I'm going to do, and I share that location. But I have an iPhone, so I share my location with my date safe team. So they can see me at all times. And the whole idea is I tell them when I get there. If I can, I tell them during that I'm okay or whatever. Oh, I'm frozen. Back. Tell them while I'm there. And then the lastly, I tell them like when I'm home safe or I'm on my way home and I'm safe. So those are the 10 tips. I hope they help you. Yeah, I hope they help you. And I'm going to try to post more tips that I have that work for me. And if you have any questions, put them down below. What are some safety tips that work for you? And yeah, we can talk about it. All right. Bye.